In 2023, there were 3,112 billionaires in the world. The billionaire's perspective on life is quite different from anything you've experienced, and certainly goes against many of the things you believe in. Here are 10 secrets that only billionaires know. Number 10. You don't usually reach $1 billion and still own 100% of your business. Jeff Bezos owns 12.7% of Amazon. Elon Musk owns 13% of Tesla. Bernard Arnault owns 46% of LVMH. Warren Buffett owns 16% of Berkshire Hathaway. Larry Ellison owns 35% of Oracle. You get the idea. Most millionaires protect their shares. They hold on to their shares tightly, unaware that they are actually preventing themselves from accelerating rapidly in a shorter period of time. Here's a heads up. Selling your company and owning 15% of a multi-billion-dollar pie is much more financially rewarding than owning 100% of your $3 million business. Number 9. Real estate will make you a millionaire. Private equity makes you a billionaire. The running joke among the ultra-rich is that the real estate market is the game of dumb millionaires. You can become a millionaire in the real estate market even if you don't have the mental capacity to do anything else. Ask any millionaire and they will tell you that almost half, from 35 to 50% of their net worth is invested in real estate. Ask any billionaire and you will quickly realize that business interests, private equity, make up more than 70% of their net worth. The most productive way to increase your net worth is to own a business, expand it, and then use the funds to buy shares of other businesses and do it all over again. Number 8. Less than 5% of your value is liquid. Ordinary people think that the wealthy are accumulating resources. When they talk about billionaires, they imagine Uncle Scrooge diving into a room full of gold coins. But in reality, almost all of them are paper billionaires, which means the stocks they own in companies are worth more than $1 billion on paper. The assets are worth so much. Typically, billionaires hold less than 5% of their net worth in liquid cash. And if they need money, they don't sell their assets. Instead, they go to banks, show the paper that says they are worth X amount, and then use that as collateral for low-interest loans. The bank provides them with a line of credit, and they go on to buy even more income-generating assets. When Elon bought Twitter, he actually didn't sell his shares in Tesla or SpaceX to get that money. The bank gave him the funds to buy. Here's something most billionaires know. You don't pay tax on debt, so they prefer to take out loans using their assets as collateral. Number 7. Art is a preferred form of storing value that can be easily moved. When you're that wealthy, most of your money is invested in stocks, other businesses, or hard-to-move assets. You don't want to keep it in cash because, at that scale, money is losing 5 to 10% of its value per year due to inflation. So, where do high-net-worth individuals turn to? Art. Yes, they buy art in large quantities, rent it out to museums around the world, or store it in shipping containers and use it as a bargaining chip. It's much easier to move $500 million worth of art than $500 million worth of gold or silver. Most people don't realize that fine art is one of the most lucrative investments out there. Fine art is often called the billionaire's asset for a good reason. According to a recent groundbreaking study by UBS, 62% of surveyed ultra-high net worth investors allocate a shocking 30% or more of their investment portfolios to art and collectibles. Number 6. Every new billionaire turns other millionaires into billionaires. Well, every new billionaire brings with them those who believe in their vision enough to open their wallets in the early days. Peter Thiel was the first external investor to support Facebook. He invested $500,000 in exchange for 10.2% of the company. When Facebook went public, he sold 2/3 of his shares for $628 million. After investing $500,000, channel friend Gary Tan, current CEO of Y Combinator, was the first investor in Coinbase in 2013. That initial investment of just $300,000 ended up being worth $2.4 billion. Go anywhere in Silicon Valley, and these kinds of stories always come up. Make your money first and then use it to support promising businesses. One of them could be the next Airbnb. Number 5. Billionaires rely on experts to minimize risks and increase returns. There are no self-taught billionaires in the way many people think. To focus on exponential growth, it's crucial to delegate other responsibilities. Quality accounting and legal counsel ensure financial and legal security, while competent managers and CEOs drive the company. Billionaires surround themselves with executive coaches. At this level, they cost anywhere from a few $100,000 to a few $1 million per year. Their job is to keep the CEO focused and provide clarity of thought. Number 4. Most billionaires don't start from zero. Yes, we're going there. It takes tremendous effort to achieve any form of financial success. These people work their way to the top, but most of the time, the context was a little more favorable to them than you might think. Many of them had wealthy parents, access to high-level education, infrastructure, and a safety net if they failed, so they could take risks a few times. Elon's father was a multi-millionaire real estate developer who married a model. Jeff Bezos's parents gave him $250,000 to start the company. Bill Gates's mother comes from a wealthy family. The list goes on. Going from zero to $250,000 takes years for most people. Not having to worry about where your next meal will come from also gives you an edge. Number 3. Almost all are sociopathically obsessed with money and success. Look, here's the truth. You really have to want it badly to be able to reach this kind of wealth because it will require you to sacrifice almost everything else in your life. You have no family life, don't spend time with your kids, are hyper-competitive, and travel all the time. You don't sleep well at night for years, and the amount of stress you're dealing with is something others will never experience. Their brains are wired differently. They look at life differently and see life as building blocks. Life will grant you one wish, but you need to figure out what it is and be absolutely obsessed with one wish non-stop for decades. I'm not sure if many people are really capable of doing that. Number 2. Don't use your own money to get rich. Use other people's money. The common strategy among billionaires is to seek external investments to leverage their businesses. They start by seeking funding from friends, family, banks, and angel investors, offering a percentage of the company in return. With the initial capital, they develop the business and generate revenue, then seek more external investors to increase the company's valuation. After developing the company a bit more, they seek more funds in exchange for another slice of the company. This cycle of fundraising and continuous growth allows them to reach billion-dollar valuations, using other people's money to scale, hire teams, develop products, and increase sales. Number 1. Decision-making and persuasion are the only 2 billionaire-level skills. The job of a senior executive is to make a small number of high-value decisions that have big payoffs. You are rewarded based on what percentage of the time you are right about your decisions. Warren Buffett is considered by many as the greatest investor in the world for his ability to consistently make high-level decisions that generate a lot of money for investors. The higher you climb, the higher the stakes with each decision you make. If you're in the early days, persuasion, translated as sales and clear communication, is probably the most valuable skill there is. You'll need to get people to trust you enough to join you and create a product. You'll need to persuade customers to give you money for your product and persuade investors to support your company. Even if you don't know how to build something with the right level of skill, you'll be able to convince someone else to build it for you in exchange for a share of that reward. As you advance, there will always be someone new that you need to convince to do something that will benefit you and the company in the future. Thanks for watching, and until next time.